Hello, everyone, and welcome to our second Foundation Information Night. Thank you for being with us tonight. My name is Lisa Stafford. I'm Assistant Principal of Operations in the Junior School, and I will be your host tonight. Tonight, you will hear from a number of our leaders. You'll hear from our college principal, our junior school principal, and also our foundation leaders from this year and also for next year. For those of you that were not able to join us last term with our first information night, I'd just like to let you know that we have a Q&A section. If you have a look at the bottom of your screen, you'll find a Q&A tab where you can enter any of your questions that you would like to pose tonight, and we will try our best to answer those questions at the end of the evening. So to kick us off, I would like to commence with our acknowledgement of country.
Hazel Glen College acknowledges the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nations as the traditional owners of the land on which the college stands. Hazel Glen College respectfully recognises elders both past and present.
Okay, we're also now going to give you a little bit of a taste of what a prep or foundation's first day would look like. So this will give you an indication of what it will look like next year. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that short video. The first day of school always has lots of smiles and lots of hugs, and it's always lovely to rewatch those videos that we create. So our first person I'd like to introduce to you tonight is our college principal, Anthony Stockwell.
Thank you, Lisa. Good afternoon, good evening, everyone. It's great to have you here tonight. What a year it has been. It certainly has been a difficult one and a challenging one for us all. And I know that the journey for all of us through kinder, through school, has certainly not been a smooth one. The hallways that I've walked over the many months at the school here have been empty, and it's been, it's certainly been a different feel, very cold, very eerie, and where our hallways and rooms are usually filled with laughter and enjoyment and relationships. So a massive warm welcome to everybody tonight. Can I say a big thank you for choosing Hazel Glen College as your school of choice for prep? It is one of the most, if not the most important year of school. The connections that students make in their early learning is critical for the success as they continue on their 13 years. I hope that you're all healthy and well and have managed the challenges as best, as possible. And certainly that goes out to our extended families. I sit here and listen and bop along to the video that's just played, and schools are filled with about what you see, what you hear, and what you feel. And certainly tonight, I wish that we were meeting in person and we could go around and give all the children a high five and we could meet and greet you, face to face. Unfortunately, this has become the new norm and something that I personally struggled with because we are in the relationships business and this does not occur through the screen. And I know you're going to hear it echo tonight around the staff and that how much they have certainly missed having the children in their classrooms. But I do have a smile on my face as the last week we had children return to the school, and it has been amazing. And, to have to see their smiles on their faces, the way that they greeted their teachers on the first day of return with flowers and gifts and just excitement has just, has filled us with joy. Can I say thank you to you as parents? I think that you probably can say you might have ticked over your first year or second year of education degree, that we know that parents who have had young children have had to do the educating at home and support the learning program from year 4 kindergarten. And, we know that hasn't come easy for many people. And I certainly think there is a renewed level of faith and confidence in the roles that teachers do. What I would ask is that we know that the disruption in learning and learning the routines and fundamentals that your children may have missed this year in 4-year-old kinder, I say to you, have faith that you are going to meet tonight, some of the leadership team, but the amazing people that are going to be in charge of your children next year will ensure that they support all the needs of each child individually. I have the best job in the world, and you're going to understand that after the end tonight, because I work with absolutely amazing people. They make me look good. They are incredible people who absolutely go above and beyond, have got an unbelievable depth of dedication, commitment, and care. And that makes sure that they're just not a number, that they are absolutely an individual with their own personality, with their own needs, with their own traits, and are treated like that. We use the acronym at Hazel Glen, MAD, M-A-D, standing for Make a Difference. And what I can ensure to you all is that teaching is more than just a job. You understand the challenges that we're faced at home with just your children. For me, I absolutely tip my hat to prep teachers. It is certainly a skill that I do not have. I think it is unique. You have to, I think, be born with it, but to be able to come in and teach prep students, 20 of them in your class, and build routines and build those fundamental elements of learning is an absolute skill and a credit to each teacher. The teachers that we have in all of our prep classes are absolutely elite. They have this X factor. They love and they are loved in return from their children. And it just is shown every single day through the relationships that they build. We talk about education as being a journey. Well, next Wednesday, we actually say goodbye to our Year 12 students. And you can understand the challenges that they have faced over the last 6 months. 13 years, it certainly wasn't the way that they would expect to have finished their final journey. So they finish next Wednesday, about a week or so of exam preparation at home before they start their final month of exams, and we certainly wish them well. Why do I mention Year 12s? Well, their 13 years is about to come to an end, and yours tonight is about to start. So let me give you some numbers. We have 5 days in a week, We have 10 weeks a term, 50 days on average, okay? 4 terms a year, 200 days of education of school each year. 200 days divided by 13 years equals 2,600 days. That is the educational journey that your children will start next year. Give or take 1 or 2 days. The best one, part of it too, 1 less after tonight. Can I say I look forward to getting to meet you all? I would love to meet you in person. I don't know when that will be. We hope that things may change and open up and some level of program might be able to be on site. But if it's not and it is next year, then I certainly look forward to meeting you all, meeting the children that started our school and starting to watch and observe the journey of your children. You might have heard the saying, it takes a village to raise a child. Well, I believe it takes a community to educate one. And we talk around partnerships. And if you can picture a pyramid in your head, we know that they last a lifetime. And if the foundation blocks of each point of the pyramid is family and school, these are the foundation blocks that we must build for success for every child. So I look forward to the journey ahead, celebrate the amazing achievements. What I do know is that children are capable of unbelievable things. And when they are supported, nurtured and guided from home and school, their achievements are boundless. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Anthony. Okay, next we're going to hear from our junior school principal, Anthea Jamieson.
Hello everyone and welcome to Hazel Glen College. Tonight and at previous information sessions, you've been introduced to members of our leadership team. And as leaders of the junior school, our job is to ensure that we are catering to the development of the whole child, academic, social and emotional needs. Our job as leaders are to support the staff and to work with the staff to ensure that they are able to do this. We know that many of you might be concerned about the impact that COVID has had on your child's education so far. You might be thinking that your child may not be at the stage they would normally be at due to missing a fair bit of time at kinder. We understand how you feel and we want to assure you that every child that comes to Hazel Glen College will be catered to and will be taught at their point of need. We are very used to children coming to school with different strengths and different needs, and our teachers always differentiate their programs to ensure that all of these needs are catered to. Our programs will be adjusted and they are flexible. Later on tonight, Lisa Walker, our fantastic year level and transition leader for 2020, will outline a very detailed transition program, which has been carefully tailored to cater for these crazy times. You can rest assured that your child's not going to miss out on anything or be ill prepared for the start of school life. We are providing a very comprehensive transition program, albeit remotely. Believe it or not, there have been some positives to come out of working remotely. Our teachers have referred to increasing communication and collaboration with our families. And it really has highlighted to us how important it is to work in partnership with you when it comes to educating your child holistically. Parent engagement in a child's education is very highly valued here at Hazel Glen College. We know that if we partner with you, it positively reflects on your child's learning. When you're a parent at Hazel Glen College, you'll have many opportunities to learn and become familiar with the language of learning. So this is the language that we use, the processes that we go through, the experience that we give the children as teachers. It's how we engage with the children when we're working with them. You'll have the opportunity to attend parent helper information sessions, and you'll also get to watch videos that are made by our leaders and our teachers to demonstrate and explain why and how we do what we do. The research is really strong when it tells us that when parents are engaged in their child's learning and we partner together, the learning outcomes for the child are much greater. And that's extremely powerful knowledge for us to have, because we all want the very best for our kids. I'm really proud of our college, and I am very, very proud of our junior school. I recently asked our leadership team to give me some words that they believe best describe the junior school students and also the junior school staff. Words like kindness, friendship, being safe, happy, respectful, resilient, all came through repeatedly. And these are all behaviours and values that we embed into our daily school life through our PEP program, which is our social and emotional program. There are words like collaborators, problem solvers, thinkers. These all come through as skills that we work hard to develop in our students through our innovative curriculum that you're going to hear a little bit more about later on. There are 101 things that you can look for when you're making that really hard and agonising decision about which school to send your child to. But what's the one thing that's going to have the most impact on your students' learning, on your child's learning, and on your child's time at school? It's not the lovely shiny buildings, it's not the playgrounds, it's not the number of resources and programs that a school offers, it's the teachers. Teachers are what makes the difference. Our teachers highly value the relationship that they have with their students. They know that a positive, trusting, happy relationship will help children to feel safe and safe enough to challenge themselves in their learning and not be scared to make mistakes. Because as our children say at Hazel Glen, we learn through our mistakes. Happy teachers lead to happy kids. And I can honestly tell you that we have very happy and very dedicated teachers. Our teachers live and work by our values. Our values at Hazel Glen are respect, relationships, responsibility, and resilience. And these are not just words. Our whole college community strives to live by them every day in the way we approach everything that we do. Our students would be able to tell you what our school values are. I'd be very surprised if they couldn't. They are a huge part of our life here at Hazel Glen. Under the value of relationships is kindness. Kindness to each other is an expectation that we hold everybody accountable to. I'm now very honoured to be able to introduce to you our two assistant principals, who I am very fortunate to work with in the junior school. Lisa Stafford is the assistant principal of Wellbeing and Operations, and Rebecca Richards is the assistant principal of Curriculum. These are two amazing women, and you will get to know them really well over the next 5 years. So welcome to Hazel Glen. Please enjoy your time, especially now with your child, because you're going to blink and before you know it, they will be finishing year 12. Believe me, I know it feels like yesterday since my 25-year-old was in prep. It really does. So enjoy every moment. Please embrace the college. Please come talk to us, communicate with us, and let's get the very best for your child. I'm now going to introduce you to Miss Emma Nima, and Emma is our very highly valued instructional leader who looks after our foundation team and our foundation students. Thanks, Emma.
Thanks, Anthea. Both Anthony and Anthea spoke about staff and culture and what a happy, fun place this is, and a very nurturing place. I want you to also understand that when planting crops, gardeners and farmers will plant companion plants, known as often marigolds, and they promote growth and flourishing of those crops. This is also really true with teaching. To be the best at what we do, we too need companions, colleagues and friends to support us to grow and be the best professionals we can be. And I am extremely fortunate to be surrounded by many, many marigolds in our foundation teachers, the leadership and the other staff at this college. Next slide, please, Lisa. I'd like to introduce to you our foundation leadership team. And the first photo there you can see is Lisa Walker, and she's our transition leader for 2020. Lisa works really closely with myself and the junior school leadership team, and we have been developing our comprehensive transition program and making adjustments to the COVID restrictions that we need to follow. Our next person I'd like to introduce is Chantel Dunbar, and she's our Foundation 2021 Year Level Leader. She will work closely with the Foundation teachers in supporting our students in their wellbeing and development. The third person there I'd like to introduce to you is Casey Roberts, and she is our 2021 Domain Leader. She will lead the team in planning and support the team with curriculum. Next slide, please. Here is our Foundation team for 2021. Between us, we have many, many years in experience in educating Foundation students. We are strong and passionate, as Anthony and Anthea have said. This is a team of educators who are a wonderful support to each other, and we're not just colleagues, we're friends, and it makes a world of difference. As you can see with the visual on the screen here, the inverted triangle, our classroom teachers are your child's first love, in a sense. They're your first port of call when you need to come and talk to us. So please, they're the first port of call that you have. Then you can see we've got our year level leader and domain leader, Casey and Chantel there. They support our teachers, and I am there to support the teachers and the students so that we can get the best for your child. Our organisation structures are strong and they successfully manage and support your child's learning. So if we talk about student learning, we are, as you've heard tonight, really aware of the interruptions that your children have had to their kindergarten year this year. About this time every year, we will have conversations with kindergarten teachers, the students who are coming into school. This year is no different. We will build our curriculum taking into consideration the information gathered from these conversations. We want you to have confidence in us as we reimagine the curriculum for Foundation 2021. Our focus for Term 1 is establishing a safe environment and a sense of belonging to school. We foster relationships with our students and between students. We support their social and emotional development, their social interactions and play, and we grow their confidence and resilience. In Term 1, it's all about establishing routines, new routines and expectations. Much of the picture I've painted here is going to take place through play and oral language experiences. So please take comfort and be reassured that your children, when they come to school, wherever they are at, we will meet their point of need. Learning is a journey. It's different for everyone, and we look forward to partnering with you on your child's journey here at Hazel Glen College. Next slide, please. Something you can do now between coming to school, and I hope you've already started this, is promote a love of reading. Reading for enjoyment, reading for learning. If you look at the graphic on your screen, you will see the difference between a child who reads for 20 minutes or is read to for 20 minutes a day. They're going to read for 3,600 minutes per school year, and they're going to be exposed to almost 2 million words. A child who's read to 5 minutes a day, they're going to come up with about 900 minutes per school year, and they're exposed to not quite 300,000 words. A child who is just reading for 1 minute a day, that's 180 minutes per school year, and they're only exposed to that 8,000 words. Reading makes a difference. Sparking a love of reading and books from an early age can influence your child's academic performance. At Hazel Glen College, in the junior school, we expect our students to read for around 20 minutes per school day. In the younger years, reading sounds and looks like the same book being read and reread and reread and retold again and again, night after night. It's the sounds of rhyme, a rhythm, a hum of words. It's talking about the pictures in a book, and it's telling a story. It's laughter, it's tears, it's learning new information. It's wonder and excitement. As your child begins to bring books home from school to read, keep the magic going. They will have success that needs celebration, and you enjoy that celebration. But at times, they're going to find this reading is hard, it's challenging, and they just don't want to do it anymore. A few words of advice. Keep calm, be supportive, take a deep breath, and press pause for that night. Remember, we want to spark joy in reading. At bedtime, select your child's favourite book and read it together. You will find there's a picture there on your screen of our junior school student diary. In there, you will get many tips and tricks for supporting your child with reading at home. The junior school diary is also used for many things, including as a reading log for keeping track of the number of nights read. It's a good resource to have at home, and it comes back and forth to school every day. You'll see that there's an icon also on the screen there for our Compass platform. Now, Compass is our official platform where all college communication is shared. It's important information from the college that'll be posted out to families. Student absences are recorded there, payments can be made, teachers can be emailed, and there's much, much more. So in the coming weeks, you will receive a unique login and information to support you with setting up access to Compass. So please keep an eye out for your emails. You'll see there also we've got Seesaw. So Seesaw is a digital platform used in the junior school for sharing student learning. It's a learning portfolio, for want of a better word. This is one of the ways that we share and celebrate your child's learning, and it's also a way that you can share it with other families if you choose to. It's something that's interactive. You can like something that's happened, you can comment on your child's work, and it also encourages students to take ownership over sharing their work with you and their learning. Thank you. Next slide. Student wellbeing. Through our personal enrichment program, PEP, as you will commonly hear it referred to around school, we will explore and promote our college values: respect, resilience, relationships, and responsibility. We'll also explore kindness, gratitude, expectations, and so much more. At Hazel Glen, we look at the whole child. We understand that a happy child makes for a positive learner. As I mentioned earlier, your child's learning journey is a partnership, and that's something that Anthony spoke about, also Anthea spoke about. There's a strong message there. Up until now, you have been your child's biggest influence and teacher. You have prepared them for this time of starting school, and now you're entering into the partnership with us. What we have in common is that your child, it's your child. We have the same goal for your child, and that's so that they can be the best human that they can be. Research tells us that where home-school partnership is strong, there's parent engagement, there is greater success, and your child will thrive. For the partnership to be successful, we need to keep the lines of communication open. You are your child's safe place. From experience, children will come home from school and share with their parents feelings, worries, stories about things that happened at school, and they often haven't told anyone at school. As time goes on though, they will feel more comfortable in sharing many of their things with us, including their feelings and telling us about things that have happened. Your child's classroom teacher is the go-to person if you have a query, concern, or even a wondering. If we don't know, we can't help, and we can't support your child. On the flip side, we want to give you a call. We want to share with you, send you an email, the fantastic things that happen, the successes. We want to be proud and share that proud moment of something that your child has achieved throughout the day. We'll also share with you any concerns and observations that we make that we think you need to know about. But it's also important that you hear from us the positives too. So at this point in the presentation, I would like to prepare you for something that is to come. Your child's foundation teacher is set to become your child's newest hero. They will listen to their teacher, and they will listen to them before they listen to you. You will get sick of hearing your child's foundation teacher's name. Be prepared to be corrected for the things that you do, and wait for it. You're wrong. Get ready to hear, Miss Maxwell said this, and Mrs. Chard says you do it like this. Miss Socklev does it this way. You're wrong. I have one word for you: partnership. Before I hand over back to Lisa, I would just like to remind you that if you have not yet enrolled your child in at Hazel Glen for Foundation in 2021, please contact the Junior School office tomorrow. We have already commenced our transition program, and that we don't want your child to miss out on the fantastic preparation that we are providing for 2021. So please, if you haven't yet enrolled, we'd love to have you on board. Thank you.
Thank you, Emma. And I have to say that is absolutely true. Unfortunately, we have a number of children that go home and like to correct their parents and talk about how wrong they are, because that's not what their teacher has told them. We're going to move on to uniform. So at Hazel Glen College, we have a compulsory uniform, and you would have received information prior to tonight with a uniform list and also information on the school policy for uniform and where to get your uniform from. What we would normally do is, if we're meeting face to face, we would have a number of students here to model the uniform, the summer and the winter uniform. But alternatively, what we have got for you tonight is our wonderful school captains modelling our uniform remotely. So what they are wearing at the moment is a PE. We've got a skort on the right-hand side, and we've also got I think it's the long pants. I can't quite see the bottom, but we do have a winter and a summer uniform. Students in junior school are able to wear either throughout the year. So it's whatever that they feel comfortable in. And please remember that the uniforms can be purchased from PSW in South Morang. I'd just also like to take the opportunity to remind you that the Q&A is down on the bottom right-hand corner, and if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to pop those questions in and we will try to answer them. Thank you. So next week, I'm going to introduce Lisa Walker. So Lisa Walker has been doing an amazing job and working so hard on preparing a transition program for your children. So let's hear from Lisa Walker.
Hi everyone. Look, we know that a solid transition program is so very important when taking the big step from kinder to school. It's what helps ease those first day nerves for both the student and the parents. It's what helps answer all of those little questions your child has about starting school. We also know that after the crazy year we are having and the disruptions with COVID-19, the transition process is actually more important than ever before. We want to support your child through every step of transitioning to school. And so this year, we've created our most thorough transition program ever. We would love nothing more than to have your child physically join us at school for all of the transition program, but based on the current restrictions, this simply isn't possible. So let me step you through our transition program. Next slide, please. Excellent. So the first step is our Flying to Foundation videos. These will be emailed out to all students every Friday. Our first one went out last Friday, which may be why my face is looking a little familiar to you right now. These videos are a chance for your child to become familiar with all of the foundation and specialist teachers, as well as all of the different spaces that they'll be learning and playing in next year. Attached to the Flying Foundation videos is a form where you can enter any questions your child may have about starting school. We will then answer these questions in one of our future videos. We've already received a number of really sweet questions, such as, do we get to play at school? Do you have Play-Doh at school? And my favourite, can my toy lion come to school with me? These questions are exactly what we are looking for. They may seem small to us, but something like, can my teddy bear come to school with me, may be something that is causing your child to worry about school. The answer is yes, by the way. Your child can definitely bring a toy of comfort to school with them. So every week the video will be hosted by a different foundation teacher, and next week it will be Emma Nima in a different learning space. Next slide, please. Okay, so moving on to the second element, and that is our transition sessions. Our transition session dates are remaining as printed in our handbook. So session 1 is Friday the 30th of October, session 2, Friday 6th of November, and session 3, Friday 13th of November. And these sessions will be completed over WebEx. They'll run for less than half an hour, as we know it is very hard to concentrate on a screen. Your child will meet a different foundation teacher in each transition session. During the WebEx, the teacher will take the role, read a book, complete a small activity linked to the story. The activities and links to the WebEx meetings will be emailed out to you. If you don't have access to a printer, please don't worry, as we will have all 3 weeks' worth of activities printed and available to be picked up from our junior school foyer prior to the first session. Then on the 20th of November, the date we all wait for, we will be holding our Meet the Teacher session. This again will have to be held via WebEx due to our COVID-19 restrictions. In the days prior to this session, you'll be sent an email detailing your child's teacher and class name. You'll also receive a little social story from your child's classroom teacher, and they'll be able to read this and share it with their whole family. In this session, your child's teacher will show them around their classroom and complete an activity with them all about their class. The next element is our interviews. Next slide, please. So at Hazel Glen College, we think it's really important that your child has the opportunity to visit their classroom and meet their teacher in person, which is why our transition program is now also extending into 2021. So on Friday, the 29th of January, when the rest of our college will be returning to school, you'll be given an interview time. During this time, you and your child can come into the classroom, have a look where they'll sit, where their bags will go, all the fun toys we have, and have a nice chat to the teacher. It's also an opportunity for you to share any additional information that you think will be beneficial for the classroom teacher to know. But there's still a little bit more. Next slide, please. School will start for our 2021 foundation students on Monday, the 1st of February, but it will be an altered school week. So again, to help your child and assist in developing a relationship with their teacher and their new classrooms, there will be short days for the first week. The first week will be sessional and your child will attend 1 session per day. The class will be split in half so that the teacher has more time to spend with your child, getting to know them and settling them in. Please don't be concerned if this will be difficult for you due to work commitments, as our out of school hours program will be running all throughout that week. Next slide, please. For the first 6 Wednesdays of the term, your child will not attend school. They'll be allocated a 1-hour time in which they'll come into the classroom and complete some assessment with their classroom teacher. I can already hear people worrying, but please don't be alarmed by the word assessment. This time is simply an opportunity for the teacher to spend time one-on-one with your child without any interruptions, and I can tell you in the foundation class that doesn't ever happen. And it allows us to gain a clear understanding of their knowledge and therefore the next step in their learning journey. I don't want you to go home tonight and start practicing your letters with your child. There is no expected or right level for them to be starting at school, and we will continue their learning from wherever their current knowledge is. I know that was a lot to digest, so please write any questions you have in the chat feature here tonight, or you can also email us at school. I really hope this has given you, a sense of comfort in how our transition program will be supporting both you and your child to ensure the best possible start to school. All of us foundation teachers are very excited to meet our beautiful new students, and we know we'll share a wonderful year together.
Thank you, Lisa. I can tell you all that the Lisa and her team have worked really hard to basically provide our students with a transition program that is a comprehensive program. So I think those videos are going to be quite detailed, and the kids will have an opportunity to meet actually a lot more teachers than they would if they were coming in face to face, but we'll see how that goes. All right, so who I'm going to introduce to you now is Chantel Dunbar. So Chantel Dunbar is our year level leader for 2021. And after Chantel, we're also going to hear from Casey Roberts.
So the school day will start with the morning process. You'll be able to drop your child at the classroom door between 8:30 and 8:45. Once you've had a kiss and a cuddle and said goodbye, your child will be able to come into the classroom and unpack their own bag. Unpacking their own bag will give students the opportunity to have ownership over their belongings and develop that independence and confidence. Once they've unpacked, they'll be able to find an activity until our day starts. In the afternoon, pickup will be at 3:15. Students will stay with their classroom teacher until they see you, and then we'll pass them back. Next slide, please. So every year is different, but now we'd like to give you a little snapshot of what previous years in Foundation have looked like. So term 1 is all about settling in and developing routines and learning that school is a really fun place to come to. And we start by showcasing our first day with a photo. We also have some other fun events during term 1, such as Athletics Day or Easter Bonnet Parade. And then moving on to term 2. It's always a great term. We start to see students becoming comfortable with who they are and really enjoying the school environment. We love to showcase our learning, and we begin to learn about toys in our curiosity unit. We have cross country, and we also start our buddy program. Now Casey will talk to you about term 3 and 4.
Thanks, Chantal. As Chantal said, every year looks different, but I'm just going to give you a quick snapshot of what Term 3 and Term 4 have looked like previously. In Term 3, students are settled and they've learned lots already. Our curiosity focus for Term 3 is around weather, and this is a really fun topic where students get the opportunity to engage in different activities to explore things like thunderstorms, clouds, and the 4 seasons. Term 3 also means our 100 days of school celebration. This is celebrated at school, where students and their teachers dress up as 100-year-olds and engage in a range of activities around the number 100. This is a really important day as it's a chance for us to celebrate all that they have learned throughout the year so far. We also have Book Week and Footy Day in Term 3. These are both dress-up days where we get to parade our costumes or our footy colours in the gym, and we participate in Book Week activities and on Footy Day activities in the classroom and outside. Finally, in Term 3, we have our Junior School House Performing Arts concert. Each student at Hazel Glen is allocated a house colour, and Term 3 is a great opportunity for students across different year levels to get together and practice a performance. At the end of the term, we then have our Performing Arts concert where each house colour performs, and students get the chance to sing and dance and connect with our college house culture. Now moving on to Term 4. Term 4 is a really special term at school for Foundation students. They are more independent and they're preparing for their transition to Year 1. It's a term of celebrations and recognition of the amazing growth that students have shown throughout their first year at school. Our Foundation breakfast takes place in Term 4, where students and teachers come to school in their pyjamas and we eat breakfast in the classroom together. This is a great way to celebrate their independence and a wonderful beginning to our college camping program. Our curiosity unit in Term 4 is the world around us. This is a great topic where students learn about different environments such as the farm, the city, the bush and the ocean. Students celebrate their learning by attending Bundoora Farm and engaging with the farm facilities and the Australian wildlife there. Our Foundation celebration takes place towards the end of Term 4. This is a special afternoon where families are invited and we acknowledge and celebrate their successful first year of school. We then end the year with our annual college Christmas carols, which is held after school, and students get the chance to perform a Christmas carol in our school community. This is a really lovely community event and one of our highlights of our school year. Thanks, Lise.
Thank you, Casey. It is absolutely a chock-a-block year for our Foundation students with lots of special events throughout that year. We do enjoy community involvement with those events, and it's a great way to celebrate. So this we are drawing to the end of our information night tonight. So we are going to have a look at the Q&A and the questions that you have posted throughout the evening. So forgive me because I'll need to read them off my second screen, and I will fill them out to our team of staff that are going to answer those questions. Again, if you do have a question, and you might be able to get it in time, but if you don't get your questions answered tonight, please use the email that the school email that you all should have access to, and send the question to the college, and we'll provide some answers for you that way. All right, so we have with us Lisa Walker, Anthea Jamieson and Emma Nima. So I'm going over to my second screen. Now, we did have a number of questions that were very similar, so we are just going to try and condense those questions, and then hopefully that answers everybody's questions on the same topic. So the first question goes to Lisa. So Lisa, will there be any possibility of reviewing the transition program for the next few weeks with the changing restrictions? And this is actually based on the fact that some children struggle with virtual learning and participating through those sessions may not be very successful at home.
If I'm going to be totally honest, our transition program has been changing on a weekly basis as we sit there and wait with Dan Andrews' press conference. So when there is an announcement and a change by Dan Andrews, we then have to wait to hear from the Department of Education and Training because they guide and dictate what the rules are for us at school. So you might hear something like you're allowed to have 5 or 10 people in your house, or you can have a gathering of 10 people. But then we have different rules when we come to the school because we obviously would have a lot coming in from kinders, but then we have to also consider the students that are at the school. So the answer isn't no. We're not saying that transition wouldn't change. It's just that it won't be the same as what you hear on a Dan Andrews announcement. If there are huge openings and we can change things, then we would love nothing more for them to come into school. But it's just not necessarily what you're going to hear from Dan Andrews. If there are any changes or if we're able to open it up even more, then we will email you just as soon as we make those changes to notify you. I completely understand that doing things online is not for all of us. It's not for lots of us, to be honest. And I guess that's why we're also doing things like the video, so they can watch people, they can see teachers, they don't have to be communicating online, they can just watch things in their own time. So also, when they're coming to the transition sessions, we are not expecting everyone to be participating and putting their hands up. And even if your child's just sitting there with their camera off, just watching their teacher, it's still also engaging them in the school. It's just giving them an extra contact point. So please don't be concerned if you think, oh, my child's not great on WebEx, because at this age, we absolutely do not expect it. So I guess the short answer is if we are able to change, then we absolutely would, and we will contact you. But we just don't know at the moment.
And if I can add to that, please, Lisa, as Lisa told you also before, the first week of school is actually going to be transition. So what we've done is we've done a lot of work in making sure that first week your child's not going to miss out on getting to know the teacher the way they would in our normal transition at the end of the year. In fact, the first week, I think, is actually going to provide your child with more transition than what they would normally get. So thank you very much to Lisa, because she's the one that's organised all of that. So I think that's something that you should remember and understand that that's really going to help your child as well.
Thank you. All right, our next question, I'm going to throw this to you, Emma. So students that are not able to attend the Friday WebEx due to access to technology issues, how can they continue to be supported?
Great question. Thanks, Lisa. Look, we understand that you may not be able to get on those Fridays, but there are other opportunities to engage and to have a transition. So with our Fly Into Foundation videos, those coming through as an email, they're available to be watched at any time throughout the week that you get them, but there's something that's there for you to continue to rewatch and to keep watching over the course of the school holidays leading into school. In saying that, when we send out information about who your child's teacher will be, and that I know that there will be a question coming up about that, so I'm going to answer that at the same time here too, is that we plan to do that prior to that final week 4 transition session where it is the Meet the Teacher. So prior to the 20th of November, you'll get that. So it'll be the end of the week prior or the beginning of the week of the 20th of November. So what will come out with that will be a video from your child's teacher to the children in that class. So it's more personalised, telling you a bit about who the teacher is. So there's that opportunity to make a connection. It's not going to be a live connection, but still a connection that your child will feel comfortable in that way. And then the fantastic transition program that we're going to have at the beginning of the year and easing our way into school. So there are many opportunities and there's a bit of both happening. And as Lisa has beautifully put, that if we can, we will look at considering opening up and having some on-site transition if we can make that work for us. So there are many, many ways to connect, and we will keep connecting with your child. Please don't feel that your child will be missing out. All right. We've got this.
Thank you.
You've got this. Lots of positive talk as well around it. They don't know what they're missing. They don't know what this is going to look like. So for them, talk up what you can get them involved in. Thanks, Lise.
Yeah. And I think the other thing, if you're in a position where you can come and pick up the printed activities, if technology is an issue, got those activities that you can still do at another time with your child. All right. Next question, Lisa. I might just answer this one. Can I please receive the information for uniforms, because somebody has not received it? If I can get you to contact the office, we'll email that straight out to you. That's not an issue. That's a good one. Can we please? So this one's going to Emma. Can we please have the names of the foundation classroom teachers for 2021? Because the organisational slide that we had on the screen, Emma, was difficult to read.
No worries, of course. So I'll just let you know who the teachers are. We haven't decided yet who our partnerships and team teaching partnerships will be, but the teachers are, we've got Miss Amy Philippou, we've got Miss Valerie Chard, or Bella Chard as we like to refer to her as. She's fantastic, both very experienced teachers. We've got Miss Casey Roberts, Miss Kate Boris, we've got Miss Chantel Dunbar, we've got Miss Steph Maxwell, Mrs. Lisa Walker, Miss Natasha Sotclev, and Miss Jess Frangos. So it's a very strong, passionate, very capable, loving team of teachers. So whoever your child has as a teacher, thank your lucky stars. Couldn't pick one for my own child. So, yeah, every confidence in them.
Yep, I agree with that, Em, and we're very proud of each and every one of them. Anthea, do kids in junior school have to wear certain uniforms on certain days, for example, sports?
No. So our junior school students have a summer and winter uniform. Both of that uniform is able to be worn for sport, because both have shorts within them. If it's a warm day, children can wear their summer uniform. If it's a colder day, children can wear their winter uniform. So it's not like the middle school and senior school when it becomes a little bit strict, have to wear winter and summer in summer. We're a little bit more flexible with the younger students.
Yeah, thank you. And just with the, if we're talking specifically PE, we do ask that the students make sure that they do wear their runners for that day. So if you're planning to send your child in black school shoes instead of black runners, which they can wear every day, then on the days of sport, they can wear an alternative pair of runners for sport. Lisa Walker, what time are the transition sessions commencing, and will children attending kinder be able to attend the session?
So you will receive your email on Monday, which will tell you exactly what time each session is, what teacher you'll be having for that session, as well as the link. But they are in the morning, so they are shorter. So the first session will go from 9:10 to 9:40, and the second session will go from 9:45 to 9:15. So we deliberately made it early so we didn't interrupt with too many kinder sessions. We know your children have just got back to kinder, so the idea of having to miss every Friday for the next 4 weeks probably doesn't appeal that much to you. So we've tried to make them as early as possible, so it doesn't conflict. For those students that go to Hazel Glen College, we obviously know your session times. So for the students that go to Hazel Glen on a Friday, we've made sure that you have that second session the first session at 9:10, so you'll have plenty of time to watch it, get ready for kinder, and it not interrupt their day at all.
Thank you. Emma, is there a buddy program for foundation students to pair up with older students?
There certainly is. We pair our foundation students up with our Year 4 students, and it's wonderful to watch the relationships blossom over the course of the year. It's been a little tricky this year but we found innovative ways to connect our students via our digital platforms. So we generally commence the year, foundation students would meet their Year 4 buddy in sometime in term 1, and we'd have a lunch date as well. We understand that coming to school is overwhelming, and then all of a sudden we're introducing some older children into the mix as well. So we build up that program. They do lots of activities together over the course of the year. They eat lunch together, they read stories, they write back and forth to each other, they go outside and have a play. They just the children want to go and share their learning with their Year 4 buddies. And the Year 4 buddies, just their pride and the sense of responsibility in being able to support a new child coming into school and showing them the ropes, so to speak. It's just a wonderful opportunity that we promote and flourish. And again, you'll hear a lot about your Year 4 buddy when that happens next year.
And I'm just conscious of the time, so we're going to have one more question. So can you please clarify which bag my child needs for preps? There are 2 types at the PSW, and the PSW staff we're not 100% sure. Now, Lisa, you probably can help us out there, but I believe there is a junior school and there's a smaller one and a larger one.
There is, and I have students at the moment who have either or. So,
Yeah.
you know, it's got the Hazel Glen logo on it. There is a smaller one, which is obviously going to fit our foundation students back a little bit better. But as long as you don't overfill it, it should be fine either way. I have some that have the bigger one because they're going to, fingers crossed, make it last all the way through to middle school. But yeah, as long as they have the school bag, we don't mind. I guess the thing I want to add in there is the school bag, make sure you get that, but also the take-home book bag. So it's, I guess, a little black wallet with Velcro on the top. So that's a really important buy because that is where we put their school diary, where their books that they go home to read in. And we all know that you may have a lunchbox, but the banana's going to end up mashed and the chips are going to end up everywhere. So this, I guess, it's almost like a wallet, keeps all their books safe and their diaries safe. So that's a really important purchase when you're buying the bag, to get one of those as well.
Thanks, Lise. And I did say that was my last question, but I really don't want to not answer. There was another question that just asked about students in allocated houses, whether they do get allocated to the same as their older sibling. And I'm happy to answer that yes, that is the case. We keep family members together, and that makes it easier for families because when we do house activities, we do go all out, and it's just a vision of colour and an explosion of colour, really. So yes, all siblings will be put together in the same house. So that is our last question for this evening. I do want to remind you that if you do have any questions throughout from now onwards, please feel free to send questions through. There will be forums that will be shared with you in the upcoming weeks in the form of possibly feedback, but you do have our email address for our foundation student families for next year. Please feel free to use that, and we will get back to you with some answers for you. So from me, I would just like to thank you for attending tonight. We are extremely excited to have our new foundation students start with us. Please rest assured the transition program is a great alternative to being face-to-face, and we're very excited about it, and we do think it will have a lot of success. So thank you for attending tonight, and please contact us if you've got any further questions.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.